name is Kim Dunlap, and I was born in Cordell, Oklahoma, but live in Memphis, Tennessee now. You know, my childhood was not a good childhood. I went through some traumatic childhood issues that no child should ever go through. Kept that to myself until I was 32 years old. Had a good teenage years, I think, because I put everything in the back of my mind. But as I got older and had kids, things started, coming up, and had to face issues, but the only way I faced them was to do drugs. That's how I was dealing with it. Had two wonderful kids, but the thing is, I had to do my drugs. So I ran out of money, so I had to do illegal things to do my drugs, and I did that, and that's how I got caught up in the whole situation. In the meantime, I knew that there was more things going on. I knew there was more than a drug issue going on, because of the depression that I would feel. It would be just like really, really bad lows, and then I'd have really high manias, as I call it now. So I knew there was something else going on. I went to the doctor, was diagnosed as being bipolar, but did not get on medication. So, and my medication was to do cocaine. So I just continued on that pathway, and that's what led me up to jail. In 2005, I was in jail, incarcerated, for forgery, several other things, December 15th of 2005. And of course, it's Christmas time, and I was without my kids, couldn't see my kids, my husband, my father, my mother. My mother was really sick, had gotten pneumonia in January, couldn't even talk on the phone. It was the worst time of my life. And coming off drugs, the first couple of weeks, I was just like, I had this fear of everyone, but they also had this fear of me because I was the biggest grouch and just like, just really just going crazy, real irritable. It was really hard, but after that I was like, and I started taking my medication also in jail too. Okay, so they started my medication, and I was thinking, God, the situation was bad, but my head was getting clear, and I could actually think, and go, look, why am I here? The reason why I'm here is because of the decisions I've made, the bad things that I've done. So, I need to do something about this. And I heard about, Sheree Bradshaw told me about Mr. Stephen Bush and Amanda Smart with the Jericho Project, which didn't know what it was, didn't care, as long as they could get me out of jail, just come talk to me. They did. They came and talked to me, told me a little bit what was going on. It's through the mental health court, and they were working on a plan for when I get out of jail that I would have to adhere to, by judge's orders. I had to go to court once a month, sometimes twice a month, because I had like 2 or 3 cases going on. Okay, and then finally, Mr. Bush at the Public Defender's Office got everything in one courtroom. But going to court once a month for a year and a half. That was really, really hard, but I knew that there was a reason. They were building up to getting everything together, getting my plan together, what I need to do, make sure that I was following my plan. I had tried to get clean and sober before, and I did it. I went to rehabs. That did not work for me, but the thing that did work for me at Foundations, or I know that I wanted to do it also, I went to it was a dual diagnosed facility. It wasn't just addressing my drug addiction, it was also addressing my mental illness. And I firmly believe you have to address your mental illness before you can get clean and sober, period. On top of dealing with your mental illness and your drug addiction, you have to deal with everything that's got to come out. And that helped me so much to do that. Then I had to follow through with going to NA or CA class and meetings. I had to do that 4 times a week at night. I mean, it was really is a lot of things, but I knew that I had to do it. And I think the judge, she looked at every little aspect of what was going on, and she didn't even question anything at all that was written down there. She was like, just make sure she can do all this, but she didn't add anything, delete anything, nothing like that. So, I mean, everything worked out really well. Like I said, everything that they picked for me to do was something that I needed to do. At first, I didn't want to say that I had a mental illness, because there's a stigma on this. And so, like, if I was talking to my friends or something, I would sort of shy away from it. Or, like, if I went out of town or something, I had to take my medication, I would sort of hide it from them, okay? But now that I'm working with people with mental illness every day, and, there's nothing to be ashamed of. But my thing is, I would get to where I was feeling better, and I think I could get off my medicine. If I'm not on my medication, I'm not doing the things I'm supposed to do. If I'm not doing my meditation, if I'm not reading my Bible, if I'm not doing my routine that I have, something's not going to work. You know, I know that I'm going to get off mentally and I'm going to go using the drugs. So I don't want to go back to jail. So I'm going to take my medication. I'm not going to do anything illegal, and I'm not going back to jail, period. That's all there is to it. So I know that that has to be done. If I want to live the life I'm doing, have my family back, have my kids back, be home for Christmas, I have to continue doing what I'm doing, and that's living the right life. So.